Alright, let's see here. What in the... I don't even remember. Ooh, no. Let's not I was about to say I was gonna say let this play through for a second, but I was also like, oh no, let's not do that. Like not for like any copyright reasons specifically, but like, oh god, 2009. Ooh, that was a while ago. But more so, just I don't want to spoil anything for like any like actual like random like like if you haven't seen like these cutscenes, it'd be a bit troubling, you know. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Thief here from Archer and Thief, and today we are playing Dragon Age Origins. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Those who have been in my channel for a good while are like, yeah. Sorry about that. I accidentally leaned a bit too much and accidentally pulled my cord out while I was thinking. Let me see, that's got me all paranoid right now. Why do I have a picture of Julie as my screensaver? I mean, that's a lie. I know why. Okay, let's see here. Just making sure everything's on. Okay, cool. Okay, you can hear me. Sorry, it's freaking me out sometimes. But basically, it's like I know what you guys are thinking. Well, you know, those who have at least been here, haven't you already done this before? It's like, no. I stopped at a certain point. I didn't pick it up again afterwards, and I kind of just forgot about it until I was going through like old things, and I was like, how come I don't have any shorts uploaded from Dragon Age? I really love that game. You think I'd be all over it? And then it occurred to me that because again I had played it so long ago, I would say that basically it came across like how do I word this? Like for one, obviously I'm gonna redo the Mass Effect one as well because those videos too, my audio setup was a bit different. Also, sometimes I didn't realize my audio wasn't on, so I'd be playing it for like 3 hours, thinking I'm flipping coins, rolling dice, so y'all can hear it and everything. Which, to be fair, I could just do a camera because I have a PlayStation camera. I could just do that, and that would probably work way better than what I used to do. And then you guys want to see anything? So for this one specifically, I was like, you know what? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna jump back in because again, I've been missing this game so much, and I guess because I was playing Kingdoms of Amalur and a few other RPGs and stuff, I was like, let's play the one that got me back into this, well, not back in, got me into the series to begin with, right? And so basically, the way the game works is like, okay, you pick your race, you make your characters, you pick your backstory, which you do get options, which is also why I like for certain characters, it's like, okay, you can be like a human, you play as a human, and well, I'll show you as they pop up. And so is the Golden City, blackened. With each step you take in my hall, marvel at perfection for his fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon the world. Which basically is, I think people tried to enter somewhere they weren't supposed to, and I think that's kind of created like monsters.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead,
that's what it was. They tainted heaven. Which, yeah, is another reason you can blame humanity.
They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Oh right, yeah, because the dwarves are underground, and then so are the Darkspawns came from underground. That's what like makes sense. All right, and they had like golems and stuff too. Well, they had one golem, but no, I count four.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail.
And basically, Grey Ones are seen as like heroes, but it's also one of those things of like they're like the only, when it comes to the Darkspawn, they are some of the only people who can actively fight them. Not because not because like only Grey Ones can kill Darkspawn, but these people are specifically trained to take out Darkspawn. Like think of like a paladin or a knight, or like a holy knight, and then their whole thing is like, oh, we fight the undead, or we fight vampires.
It has been 4
it's basically like that. Like
since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are
okay, so like 400 years ago.
And our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Oh, I thought he was about to chuck his ass off the cliff. I was like, God damn. Oh shit, he did.
Too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
That's terrifying. So yeah, basically, they're just like monsters that come out every now and again, like a boogeyman of sorts, and the Grey Ones are specifically there to take them out. Alright, now see, this is how the game works to an extent. Like, now, male and female necessarily, the way the game even says it too is like men and women in Ferelden are generally regarded as equals. So basically, this is just a game saying, like, it doesn't matter which role you pick, it has no classification. It might change some dialogue here and there, but it won't have any, like, actual. Like, because again, it even says here, both genders represented evenly was in like most organizations, noble houses, and even military forces. So basically, they're basically, this is basically saying like this is the default template, male and female, 100% equal for the most part, 50-50, even if it's 49-51 or whatever you want to skew it, right? But typically, like I said, generally even. You can pick whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. You can be a pretty lady or you can be like a handsome man, right? Now the trick is, like, okay, do you want to play as the humans? And typically it's like, okay, yeah, basically human is the way people always were, is like it's the most generic race, right? The most numerous and then the most divided of all the races. Religion in the Chantry plays a part in human society. Chantry is basically their version of, like, I guess you could say Christianity to an extent. But again, that's because it distinguishes. It's like the common one, but it distinguishes them from obviously elves, dwarves, more than anything. They can be humans are basically the most versatile in their things, right? So not great in anything, but like they're well balanced, I would say, obviously. And then you got the elves, for instance, where it's like, okay, keep in mind, it's like this is more like a, how do I word this? Elves are basically treated like second-class citizens. They were once enslaved by humans, for instance. And a lot of them outside, like there's a few where it's like, okay, they've lost their cultures, and they're also like considered poor. The only people that have their cultures, for instance, are still clinging to traditions are the Dalish, but they're nomads. But they typically live away from humans. Again, another versatile class, but this one a little bit better when it comes to magic, right? And then there's the dwarves. Yeah, basically they're like I'm not gonna call them the worst of the races in terms of like basically they were the first to deal with the Darkspawn, but they're also very very bound by like the traditions in their caste system, which is like that goes everywhere. And but again, they're also like the sturdiest, I guess you could say, of the races. But they also have no like they have such a high resistance to magic that they can't become mages because it's just not attuned to them. But they are the sturdiest people. And then typically how it goes is like, okay, you can pick whatever you want. Now, if you pick like a mage, right, you can only be in the circle of magi. Like you can't go anywhere else. And for instance, see, doesn't let you pick it. However, if you want to be like a rogue or a warrior, it does go hand in hand. So you can be a Dalish elf or even a city elf, for instance. But again, classification: Dalish elf, you consider yourself a true elf, right? City elf, no, you're just kind of like poor and downtrodden and shit like that. And then you're either a dwarf commoner if you don't have a caste. Like caste are basically just like a family name or a title. If you don't have it, you're just like a commoner, right? Or you can be a noble. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Humans, for instance, Circle of Magi, whatever. They only have one thing for humans, which is you are going to be a human noble. Which is basically like, yes, you are the most privileged one here. So besides that, humans are the only ones that can't pick anything, which kind of sucks. But well, I mean, besides the mages, but you get that, you get what I'm saying, right? And as far as I know, because I've always started off as a human, which I'm going to do for this run specifically. But typically, I'll mix it up every now and again, because last time I played as an elf. But I know, for instance, all these other every single how do I say this? Every single tutorial, intro, or backstory, for instance, for your background, has a romance, a character you can romance. Like, it obviously it's brief, so it might be like a fling or something like that, right? Not doesn't really tie too much into like your backstory, but it is an option they give you. And then they also get like a unique item usually to take with them. Like again, I know more about the human noble than the other ones, but I think you get like a specific item that's backstory related that you can take with you. Doesn't necessarily mean it will be any good or that you can do anything with it necessarily, but it is something you can technically keep, for like flavor reasons and stuff. So we're gonna go human male noble. I get generic as hell, right? Now the name, for instance, is like okay, I want to keep it with an A this time because normally I just pick something like Taven, right? Or whatever, right? So, but Aiden. Aiden's a nice name, but last name is going to be Kusin. I want to keep the A as a name, alright? So let me think. Because again, I want to think of something that sounds like it's from the olden times, but not, because I could just call him Ace, right? Or I could just keep Aiden, but again, that's a bit generic. A. Huh. Actually, wait. A. L. No, because that just sounds like Aiden, but with an R. A. Alois. Alan. Alinus. Alinus. No, no, no. Alenius. Or Alonius. Alanius. Alanius Koosland. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, I'll rock with that.
Greetings.
Okay, yeah, let me see. See, again, this is always the part that you gotta, like, think of. How you want your characters to look. If I'm gonna be a noble, I want to have, like, I'm gonna have good skin. And I'm black, so yeah, I'm giving myself that. Now, again, tattoos. You can make the argument of like, would a noble, for instance, have tattoos or war paint? Typically, you wouldn't. But again, I don't know if I can change it later or not. I want something simple. Like, I don't need full face paint. Like, again, I don't mind the face paint. Don't get me wrong. Now, we could be like, okay, at some point, now for like lore reasons, it could be like, okay, yes, mother hated that I got a tattoo, but this is how I express my individuality growing up, right? Boom. Just call it that. faded over time. No, no, no. She made me try to wash it off at one point. So it's still there. There are traces of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we'll keep it at 4. Right? And then for my hair, I could rock that, I guess. Keep a little braid. Hmm. That's a bit generic. I don't know if. What's this one? Double braid, hair in the back. Not awful. Tie back hair, ponytail. Uh, no. You know what? Yeah, I get. Am I tripping? Why does my skin look bright? What the hell does my skin look brighter now? Yeah, my. Yeah, why the hell is my. Am I tripping? My skin looks so bright. Hold on. Is it because of my hair? Something thin, like a soul patch, maybe. No, that is dead ass a full beard. White. Not waging that hard against my family. Then no. Ooh. Guess I have to. Okay, I don't like that. I can't make him darker, but I guess I don't got a choice. Do I? Eye shape. That's true. Oh, it's not too tricky, but bit thin. Nah, I want him to be overly expressive. Eye size. Right? There's some big old ones. Now I'll make them a little bit bigger though, just because I like the idea of hold on, yellow. mm, I like the idea that he just like has like a very expressive face. Like when he sees something he likes, he goes, "What?" Um, I think these are blue. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. I think these are blue. We'll go with blue. Okay, just for like lack of a like proper option, I guess. How thick is his nose? I want to push upwards now. There we go. Make it a bit thinner. Because Jesus Christ. Let's see. Mouth size. Bit smaller, I guess. Or no, that's too small. Okay. Overbite, underbite. Cheekbone dips. Hmm. Uh. Uh. Suppose that's all right. His jawline's not too bad. Okay. Do I care about his ears? I mean, from this angle, anything looks unappealing. Let's see. There, I can hear my thoughts clearly. Alright, perfect. Hold on. Yeah, duality. I like that. I like that. Okay, that's him moving. Okay, now give me a second because I might need to hear this.
No, it is gone.
Okay, now y'all might hear some extra feedback. It's because I'm just turning up the volume a bit more just so I can like hear it properly.
I should do something else.
Not that one.
How do you do?
Damn, lost the spell.
Well, that didn't work.
Blasted, I've lost the spell.
Charmed, I'm sure.
I lost the spell. I need something new.
Greetings.
Ah, my spell!
Charmed, I'm sure.
How do you do?
Oops, where's my head? Not even a scratch.
Okay, yes, I think that'll work perfectly. Okay. Okay, so also how the game works, because I know I said, oh, it's like an RP thing, right? The idea with that was because I kept thinking, like, you know what? The same way the old game kind of worked was like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I was gonna like usually when I pause the game is when I like I guess you could say quote unquote break character, but I wanted to treat it a bit differently this time. So I'm not constantly just being like talking and pretending to be like, oh, I'm my character right now. It's like, yeah, for immersion's sake, during cutscenes, during gameplay, I keep it exactly the same. However, I will take a break in between if I'm just like, one, if I'm just wandering around camp, and that's just like so I can find extra bits of dialogue. Obviously, when I'm talking to the characters, I'll talk as myself. But also, like, if I'm at a shop, if the game is paused, like if I'm technically not doing anything to where I would need to be in character. Like if I'm just going to trade some items at the shop or buy some new gear, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, let me think about it. Yeah, no, no, that's stupid. Okay. Again, I'm trying to think about like a D&D session. You're in character while you're in gameplay. You stop to ask questions, or so someone can explain something. Shit, sometimes it's even to just crack a joke or take a break, right? So I'm keeping it with that mentality. Also, with 20 minutes in, I'm still over here, like, with my character done and not done at the same time. It's crazy. Alright. Whew, okay. Now, this is a simple thing because, again, I'm going to be playing as a.
How do you do?
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember if I picked Rogue or not. I did not. Son of a bitch. I knew it. I'm an idiot. Don't worry, I remember exactly how I made my guy just now. Like 60% sure. So this will only take a second.
Greetings.
All right, first things first.
How do you
Copy.
do?
Boom. Voice. There we go. Also, it's supposed to be raining at some point. So if y'all hear any random rain in the background, then y'all know what happened. I can't tell if these are blue or green, and the shit doesn't zoom in any further. Hello? Yep. So, again, I keep accidentally bumping my headset Alright, let me see. Hold on, let me double check. I want, cause it's making me paranoid now. Mhm. Okay, let me see. Yep. Okay. 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 Cool. 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 Sorry. Again, it just makes me paranoid sometimes. I hate when that happens, and change my eye color back. See, there we go. Now I actually look darker. You know, actually, no. I'm gonna keep it right here, just so it actually covers part of my face, so it doesn't look as like faded or empty. All right. Now these are the actual like points your characters will get for like the stuff. And then obviously it'll tell you what they do. For instance, like this affects the like strength. Obviously, it's strength basically. And this is actually something I really enjoy about this game. If your stats for a weapon are high enough, you can wield it to an extent. Like if you don't have any actual magic, for instance, you can't wield a staff because you're not a mage. But if I want to play as a rogue with rogue skills and still use a great sword or a great hammer, I just gotta bump up my strength. And vice versa, if you want to use like daggers or bows or whatever as a melee build or even as a mage, boom, you technically can. Like I can swing a great sword as a mage, but then still have like magic powers. Like yeah, you can basically do stuff like that. It works. So for instance, the strength is like okay, it contributes to the accuracy of melee weapons. High strength is essential for warriors and is nearly as critical for rogues. So I will add 1 point there because I want it to be 3 to 4 points behind my dexterity because dexterity is like typically better. Again, stuff like daggers and everything really good for a rogue. Again, I always want my strength to be like 4 points behind my dexterity. Like still strong enough to an extent to use stuff, but dexterous a little bit better. And obviously, willpower is basically like your stamina and your mana reserves. So it's like, okay, you want to keep that somewhat comparable. I will keep that decent with my strength. I don't have to do shit for magic because let's be real. Now again, the magic attribute also determines how effective like your healing items are, for instance. So that's also a good thing to have. And then for like cunning, I want to keep that as high as my dexterity to an extent, for instance, right? Because I want to be like a suave talker, for instance. Now again, typically for me, for instance, I want to put like strength is not the biggest thing for me. It's going to be dexterity, cunning, and maybe and then either willpower or constitution. But I'm deciding on this at the later. Now again, coercion is like okay, you want higher. Technically, I just need 16. Once I get my cunning up to 16, I don't gotta worry about it no more because I can already do that. Boom. And the same thing later with stealing. Because again, because it doesn't need to go any higher. And combat tactics, I'll explain that stuff later. And then combat training is also good too. But yeah, for right now, coercion. Because again, I want my guy to have somewhat of a silver tongue, so to speak. And then obviously there's some other stuff you can get um like some of these are passive, for instance, and then some of these are more like you can already do them. Now this one, for instance, you can fight with 2 weapons. It's a stance, I believe. And then these are like archery things, which again you can also get. Now let's see. Okay, so for this one, what is it? I get 2 points for this. Yeah. Now again, the game goes all the way up to Nightmare. Again, it's like for those who have no fear, friendly fire inflicts 4 damage to your party members. Not doing Nightmare because I want to somewhat enjoy the game. I usually play on normal, but it's like your party's immune to friendly fire. Now this one's like, yeah, friendly fire. You can hit your teammates for half damage. I will play on hard. I'm not playing on Nightmare though. Fuck that. Like, and casual is obviously just like it's super easy. Normal is you gonna, but again, I can get party wiped on normal. So like, we're gonna see how hard plays out. But yeah, like I said before with RP Edition, I will play. I'm basically just gonna. You're playing. It's like playing a. It's role playing. You're playing a persona. You're pretending to be a character. So on and so forth, how it goes, right? So yeah, while I'm in the game, I'm in character. When the game's paused and when I'm waiting somewhere, or if I'm at like an inventory thing, if I'm going through my inventory, or if I'm selling something, obviously it doesn't count.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my
I won't be
eldest
that guy,
off with
but
my
this guy is
men.
not my
You and I will ride
fault.
tomorrow, just like the old days.
Let's just say I'm a doctor, because I don't look like
we
him
both
at
had
all.
less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm
Wow,
sorry,
is that
Pop, I didn't
offensive?
see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
Okay, now that it's actually in the game, I'm going to start. For those wondering what I have as a beverage, just a sugar-free Monster and Yosemite Road Moscato. And before you guys like freak out or anything, I'm not drinking this all at once. Like, I know whenever I stream, I say these are the drinks I am drinking. Let me rephrase that. Those are the drinks I have available to me at this moment in time, but I might not actually drink them. I might save them for later, or I might just straight up toss them. Okay? Which bothers me, because I always have this Monster on me, and I never drink it. So I'm just going to take a sip now, so I can at least say I've opened this, and now I have a reason to finish it. And then a sip of the wine. Alright, time to get into character. I am a cocky nobleman with a heart of gold who just ironically happens to be a rogue. We're gonna know that part. Alright. Is your family here, oh Hal?
Oh no, I left them in Amaranthine, well away from the fighting in the south. They do send their best wishes. My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
I'd like that.
Good. She's talked about you ever since she saw you at a fair in Denerim. I think you have an admirer, young man.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
Are you certain? What's involved with such a task?
Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Teryns.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol.
I see.
am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
They defeated the Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Where is Fergus?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson.
And my
Be a good
nephew.
lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay, let's see. DLC. I'm not in character right now. I'm just straight up like trying to figure this part out. Again, it's been a while since I have played this. Dagger, leather armor. That's not it. Where are my? Oh right, I forgot you can select tactics for your characters too. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Yeah, that's assigned. That's assigned. That's assigned. Okay, Father will talk to Sir Duncan. So clearly, I need to go hurry up and find Fergus. How's God?
Greetings, my lord. You are the Teryns' son, are you not?
I am indeed Alanius.
That is good to know. I understand you shall take charge of your father's castle once we march.
So I'm told, yes.
Ah, then I wish you luck. Good evening, my lord. Good evening, my... Good evening, my lord.
Always so polite. Let me actually see if I can find Fergus again.
And done.
Too easy. Locked door in this castle I can't pick my way through.
Over with.
Trouble I have gotten up to in here.
Moving on.
Fear I'm interrupting something.
My lord. Evening, my lord.
Mother-in-law.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all.
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I would appreciate that, Mother-in-law.
Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
Make her watch over us.
Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be.
Make her forgive us all.
There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
I'll let myself out. But thank you, my-law.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Oh, I should see you something else.
It's done, naturally.
A mace. Not my forte, but usable, I believe.
Over with. Don't think so. Are you daft?
Ah,
Not
pass.
happening.
Oh, my lord, we were just,
Playing cards.
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Teryns stationed us here.
Did my father fear someone would steal something?
I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
Where's the key to the treasury?
The Teyrn, and perhaps the Terna? Honestly don't know, my lord.
Continue your game. Pretend I never came by.
My lord is very kind to show us such lenience.
At a time,
Don't think so.
I would join them. Can never go wrong with a nice game of cards. Maybe a good drink to go with it.
There you are. Your mother told me the Teyrn had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
It's just blowing off steam. She's always like that.
Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
Then I guess I should go collect him.
That would be wise.
before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kitchen, then.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Good evening, my...
Far be it for me to interrupt their studies.
Good evening, my lord.
Mother says the Darkspawn will all be killed and I won't see one. Is that true?
Arduous.
Hello, my dear boy. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Certainly. I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
When was our line founded?
Well, records are vague, but the Couslands became Teryns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
During the lycanthrope plagues.
Good. I'm pleased some of my lessons seem to have stuck. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Teyrn.
We predate the founding of the kingdom, yes?
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young man.
Your lecturing does lead to yawning.
A pity you don't spend the same care whetting the edge of your mind as your tongue. At any rate, your family has held the tournure of High Ever since before King Calenhad united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elethea Cousland battled Calenhad to maintain High Ever's independence.
And Callahan let us keep the tournure.
Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elethea's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
We oppose the king.
The Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Calenhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Calenhad's army reached High Ever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously,
He did have a
Calenhad
much bigger
won.
army. Tell me about our relationship with all how.
The history between the Couslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
When did Olay occupy High Ever?
During your grandfather's rule. Of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near High Ever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the tourneur's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
We fought the House.
Your grandfather couldn't afford to lose Harper's Ford. In keeping the town, your family drove Orlais from its lands. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Logain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Kaelin, to fight the Darkspawn.
Time to end the lesson, I think.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Don't ask myself all this why do you do this?
Speaking of, Sir Gilmore, a moment
You
of
really
your
should
time.
go after your hound, my lord, before he does something worse.
Why aren't you marching with our men?
I would were it my choice. Your father decided I should remain with the complement guarding the castle. I hope that's because this Grey Warden wishes to see me.
Tell me about yourself, Sir Gilmore.
Well, you know I've served your father for years, since my own father sent me to squire here. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn, but our land is little more than a glorified farmstead. I do miss it, though. The valleys of the Bannorn are beautiful this time of year. I take great pride in serving the town. Still, if I had the opportunity to join the Grey Wardens, I wouldn't hesitate.
Such idolizations. They must really be great. You would leave my family's service, though.
With his blessing, I imagine. Joining the Wardens is the highest service one can render.
A fair point. Do you know much about the Grey Wardens?
Only what everyone hears. I never expected to actually see one. So few of them are here in Ferelden.
Have you ever seen Darkspawn?
Never. You hear about Darkspawn attacking homesteads and travelers, but I thought they were just stories.
A Grey Warden's really as skilled as the legends say.
I hear they only recruit the most skilled. It'd be disappointing if that wasn't true.
I mean, I can't argue with that one. It's actually... What happens if the Grey Wardens recruit you, though?
I only know that once you become a Grey Warden, your old life is over. There's no going back.
That's disheartening. Let's talk about something else, shall we?
As you wish. But what if the Grey Warden tries to recruit you? Have you thought about it?
Why would he recruit me?
Surely you jest, my lord. You're strong, skilled, and easily the equal of men twice your age. The Grey Wardens would be fools to overlook you.
Flattering. However, he assured my father he wouldn't recruit me.
He could change his mind. Grey Wardens are notorious for doing whatever is necessary to fight the Darkspawn. Scribe Aldous once told me that the Grey Wardens used to burn entire villages to keep them out of Darkspawn hands.
So they'll kill people to protect them?
If they have to. A few villages are a small price to pay to save the world.
I really don't know how I feel about it. All things considered.
I suppose you have many other options. Me? I would give anything to be recruited.
Let's keep going.
Of course, my lord. Lead on.
Let's go find my crazy hound. Anything in here worth taking? There's not.
We will serve you well while the Terran is gone.
We will serve you while the Terran is away.
I'm done.
Some coppers. Don't need it at the moment, but you never know.
Good evening.
It's always good to find some way to line your pockets. Okay, I think that's enough of that. Alright, let's go find Nan and see what my hound is up to.
Success!
Pumps. Oh, fruit. More mushrooms. Wish I had a use for some of these. Maybe one day I'll actually think about learning to cook.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves. I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
I'm sorry he's bothering you, Nan.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Okay. Just a moment. What are you staring at?
Look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
The story of the century. Sit right there. I'm not putting up with this.
Wait. Did you hear that?
Okay. Outside of character. Please enter a name for the dog, and it just says dog. Okay, he's a warhound. I'm a Koosland. He's a town. I'm a Terran of Hyper. He's a dog. I have an idea. Ternama. No, that's too many syllables. Ternum. Quick, to the point. Or am I doing it right? Terranem. Nah, I prefer the other one. Terranum. Two syllables. Simple. Because, like, if you want to call it a dog, you don't want to be like, you don't want to give him, like, too many syllables to his name. Keep it simple. Terranum. Terranum. Boom. 2 syllables. Quick to call. Straightforward. To the point. Easy peasy. Right? Also, I'm gonna get some more of my energy drink and my wine. So, but to the point, easy peasy, right? Delicious.
Oh, I was hoping for something more exciting.
Oh, mercy, some giant rats.
And I'm off. Yes.
Haha.
Right.
Oh, they just keep coming.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Those were very large rats.
I've seen larger. They come up from the Kakari wilds sometimes. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Teryns, what am I going to do with you? Good boy. Can you do something about this going mess before we go outside and you freak Nan out worse? I guess you technically can't look yourself, but I mean, I'm not helping you. You see anything interesting? Well, you tried.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your larder from rats. Big ones. Not Kakori Wilds big, but big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will.
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
My faithful warhound made sure it's safe.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms.
Nan, come on.
Here then. Take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about. Thank you again for your help. Now, if you'll just hold on a moment. Yes?
I'm in a hut.
Adney, get moving with those casts. And Kath, do you think you can serve that to the turn with dirt from the floor all over it?
Miserable old bat.
Old bat, am I? We've got to work double time on supper, sweep out the hearths, and no complaining.
Busy day?
Just keeping order. That's why your father keeps me on. The good maker knows I needn't take care of you anymore. Thank you for coming to your old nanny's rescue. That blasted hound is more trouble than he's worth. He is. Don't start with me. You've gotten all you're getting today. But what about you, my lord? Been keeping safe and well behaved, I hope?
That would be boring.
And that's why you made your nanny old before her time. Do you remember that bedtime tale I used to tell you? The dog that bit?
I remember it.
Good. Then you can start.
Before our fathers' fathers came down from the mountains,
a warhound was born to the elder bitch of a tribal chief. They named him Hahaku and gave him everything. He grew up a fine, strong pup, destined to be the partner of the chief's eldest son.
Then and Hohaku grew prideful.
The young hound became arrogant, taking food from his kin and warning them, in the way of dogs, that the chief's family would punish them if they tried to attack him. Years passed, and the time for the chief's son to take a warhound came closer. Hahaku's pride swelled, and many of the people of the tribe came to the chief, quietly whispering of this dog's bullying. With each complaint, the chief saw only Hahaku's strength and pride, and sent his people away. But as his son grew, the chief watched more closely. The day might come when his boy's life would depend on this dog. If the humblest of his people would not trust Hahaku, how could he?
Strong or not, he chose a more reliable dog.
When the day came, Hahaku sat proudly waiting to be called, but the old chief chose Hahaku's brother as his son's hound. Hahaku was shamed, but felt no remorse. So great was his rage that he darted across the fire pit and bit the chief's hand.
That was a mistake.
The chief and his son struck at Hahaku, cursing him. The hound ran into the village, seeking shelter in the tents and kennels. The other dogs snapped at him, and the tribe's people threw stones at him. Before the chief could reach him, the tribe had torn Hahaku apart. Now, what should you carry from this tale?
How you treat the least is remembered by the greatest.
True. Hahaku thought nothing of abusing the tribe and their dogs, but their complaints showed the chief he could not be trusted. But you're far too old now for an old woman to be reminding you to watch how you behave, hmm?
Thank you for the story. It was thoughtful of you.
It's a story worth repeating. That's all. Be off with you then.
Pride for Hahaku.
Tell your brother farewell before he rides off to war.
Oh, yes, right, my brother.
A whole dark.
How could I forget about Fergus? Should be somewhere over here. Oh boy.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, Mother. Nan is back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It's good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
In front of your family, too.
Oh, yes,
You
I do
remember
recall
my
that.
son, Teryns. He's riding with your father tomorrow.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
And you, Teryns.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something,
Oh.
dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra.
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
I can handle my own affairs. Thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Teryns, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
Of course. Mother?
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Would that be so bad?
There's enough here at the castle to occupy you. I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
Do you know where Fergus might be, now that you mention him?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
Why can't I go with Father and Fergus?
I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off, but we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, I understand.
Trust me. You'll get your chance for excitement soon enough.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
As you wish.
Good. I was worried you might be nervous about running the castle alone. I needn't have been concerned.
I have a bad feeling about all this. Something just doesn't feel right today.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
I should go.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
What brought this on?
You've grown up so fast. And now Bryce is leaving you in charge of the castle. I suppose there's no point in dwelling on it. Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
Very well.
Moving on.
Okay, let's see. Again, like I said, when I'm in the pause menu, I am completely, I'm not gonna say free, but like I don't have to like, I'm not gonna be in character while I'm checking my stats. Now see, look at the good boy. Yeah, he can also equip him with stuff too, which is cool. You can get him like War Paint and Carlos, and like they change his stats. And then he even has his own little abilities, little Teryns. Growl, Howl, which is actually really good because it stuns nearby enemies. And then you got some passes here and there. This is the move though, Overwhelm. It's basically just you sick him upon somebody and go maul that motherfucker right there. And he just does it. Oh, he's such a cool, having your own Warhound in this game is awesome. Now typically I get him immediately because I'm playing as the human noble. However, for like other characters specifically, like if you wanted to play as like a mage or an elf or whatever, right? You would have to get them later on at a certain time. So I come equipped with it because again, human noble. I got that privilege. Back to it. Alright, let's go and see what else is around here before we get going. Good evening.
Are you daft?
Well, not going that way.
Not happening.
Or that way.
Don't think so.
Is there anything else over here? Trying to think about where I was talking to Mother, but I stopped for a moment because they said they'd go in the study area, which... Hello,
Hello
Darren.
again. Your castle study is wonderful. Might I ask whose collection this is?
It was my grandfather's, but I come here often to read.
So would I. Do you have a favorite book?
The Dragons of Tevinter, by Brother Timaeus.
Good choice. Timaeus' theory on the nature of dragons and how they connect to Darkspawn is quite intriguing.
Dragons are indeed quite fascinating. So, you're going to be riding with my father tomorrow?
Yes, though I don't know when. I will leave when your father does. I'll ride as his second. A glorified squire, more or less. I'll care for his horse and armor and such. It's quite an honor.
Will you actually fight?
I hope so. I admit to trepidation about facing Darkspawn, but I can't imagine an opponent more worthy of defeat.
Do you know anything about the Grey Wardens?
No more than anyone else. Is it true there is one here in the castle? Have you met him?
It's true. I've met him.
I'd join the Grey Wardens in a heartbeat. Can you imagine destroying the Darkspawn
Such
forever,
legends it
becoming a
sounds
hero?
like.
But I'd never gain a Grey Warden's notice. I'll have to be happy under your father's command.
I'd like to get to know you a little better.
I'd like that. What did you have in mind?
Tell me about yourself.
There's not much to tell. I am the eldest son of a minor lord. I can't imagine I'm anyone very interesting to you.
Perhaps we should talk after you return from the south.
I would be glad of the chance to get to know you better. Until then.
Come on, Teryns. Let's go. Oh, Lady Iona.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent.
So he'd like to think. Yes.
Greetings once again, my lord.
I haven't seen many elven ladies in waiting.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, your mother has no ladies in waiting herself. Is that usual for a noble woman of her rank?
She doesn't care to be fussed over. She's very old-fashioned like that.
That is not a sentiment I see amongst other noble women.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Forgive me, I shouldn't have mentioned her.
It's quite alright.
Her name is Amathine. Her father died of a wasting sickness 2 years ago.
You speak of her fondly.
Amathine is my life. You will know when you have children. This is why your mother protects you from the coming battle.
Sounds like Lady Landra has been good to you.
Lady Landra is good to her elven servants. That is not true in many households, but I hear it is in yours. It speaks well of your father to show such compassion.
You don't hope for more for your daughter?
I have risen very high for my people. I would not tempt fate by wishing more.
I see. Very modest. Tell me a bit more about yourself.
I am an open book, my lord. What would you like to know?
Where were you born?
Lady Landra's manor is not half so large as your castle, so my family lives in the alienage.
Do you enjoy living there?
There, we do not stand out quite so much. In an alienage, my daughter learns what it means to be elven. As much as possible, so much of our history has been lost.
Outside of your husband, I mean. Is there anyone special back home?
No longer. I have little time for such things.
Have you ever thought about it?
Between caring for my daughter and Lady Landra, very little. Though I would not rule it out if the right person came along.
What do you think of humans?
That is an awkward question. What do you mean?
Do you find humans attractive? The reverse is true enough.
Some humans, yes, without question.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Of course.
Good evening.
Farewell, my lord. Good luck on managing this castle in the coming months. I imagine it shall be very difficult. Greetings once again, my lord.
You are very pretty, if I might say so.
My lord is very kind. Thank you.
I think we should get to know each other better. Past words.
Aren't we doing just that? What else did you have in mind?
Something more intimate. Later on in my room.
I see. I think I might like that. If I come to your door once everyone is asleep, would that be agreeable, my lord?
Please, call me Elenius.
Until tonight, then.
Sorry, real quick, just grabbing some more drinks. Ugh. But yeah, outside characters, the two people you can romance as like the human for the noble path is Dyron specifically and Iona. Which, I mean, you can kind of guess by how they talk to you when you see them, so it's like, yeah, okay. So yeah, you got two choices. And I think as the male, you can do both. Same thing with the female, I don't think it really matters. Now, I could be wrong, but I know for the elf one, for like the, not for the daylist specifically, but for the, like the elf ones that live in the alienage, you get the option of like a female elf you were technically getting arranged marriage to. Dwarven ones, I think it's like a caste thing that you can pick between the people. And then I think for like the Circle of Magi, I want to say, again, I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me on this. I think it's a demon specifically. A very curvaceous demon, but, you know, a demon all the same. Nice one. A little bit of monster. Oh, I'm good. Let's keep going. Resume game. Back to it. Alright, let's go find Fergus before the night's over. Otherwise, I feel I might fall asleep at the wheel. The wagon wheel? Okay, that's fine. I always like this photo of Father. Shame I won't be able to see him like this, since he rides out. And Mother. I'd hate to be selfish, but I kind of wish I had my own, just preferably somewhere on these walls, you know? But I guess we can't all get what we want.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren, and I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard
I
that.
wish.
Did he say why he's come?
He says he's recruiting.
Oh? If I were a Grey Warden, little brother, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it.
Do you really think the war will be over quickly? I mean, it's war.
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
How I wish I could go with you, brother. Not exactly a lot of glory sitting at the castle.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
Surely your father would not place both his heirs in danger?
Mother and Father have been fighting about it for days. It's too bad. I could have used you at my side.
Yes, your strength and my agility, quite the pair against most foes. But I suppose we'll have to wait till you get back to test that out. Oh, also, I bring a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Owl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
A good shield would be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
And maybe me.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, brother, won't you?
You can count on me.
Oh, good. How thrilling to know I'm so well taken care of.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
And the night before. Okay, now I'm leveling up. Like I said before, I don't really see the point in magic outside healing items. And realistically, if I'm careful enough, I should not be getting hit. I guess I'll put some points here for now. Again, I like having good coalition. Let's see. Yeah, that's just good for dueling in general. Like, let's be real. Back to it.
Best do as your father says, darling. I will see you in the morning, bright and early.
That's Orin.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Uncle?
Yes, that's true, Orin.
What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
I hope so.
Dragons are terrible creatures, Orin. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
So do
This
I.
is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Uncle? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny. Oh, Darkspawn, fear my sword of truthiness.
Truthiness. You bet. Let's go.
Fergus, there are times your family causes me great pain.
Now, mind your mother, Orin.
I never get to do anything.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon. I promise.
Oh, right. Oriana?
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
You should be on your way, pup. Long day ahead tomorrow.
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my cherished son. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlin name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
Is sending all of our forces south a good idea?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here, in case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These Darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold
If
them,
an army can't
you
stop
must
them,
prepare for the worst.
I'll do my best, Father. I swear it.
I know you will. You are a Kuzland, after all. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
About this Grey Warden, perchance.
Ah, I was wondering how long this would take. Has he asked to recruit you?
He hasn't. I was just wondering about him.
If a blight is truly upon us in the south, then Grey Wardens will be needed. There is no higher calling. If it comes to that, we can talk about it when I get back. Until then, just show him every courtesy. Duncan is a fine man. And a hero.
Of course. I'll go now.
I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a fine lad. That much is clear.
Best do as your father says, darling. I will see you in the morning, bright and early.
Getting sent to bed early, are we?
I don't mind. I have someone waiting for me.
What? You sly dog.
Fergus, really?
More of a
It's
cunning
the
dog,
elven lass
actually.
that arrived with Lady Landra, isn't it? Don't you tell me it isn't. At any rate, I'll miss you. Take care of everyone, and be here when I get back.
How did he... You know what? I don't need this right now. Okay, joking aside though, I didn't know I could turn invisible. I hope it goes off in the cutscene, otherwise that'd just be hilarious. Why, I'm just not there at all. What is that noise? Hmm? What's got him so wound up?
Your hound is making so much noise. He seems so angry.
I could put him out in the hall.
But listen to that barking. Can't you make him stop? I'm gonna see if someone's in the hall.
I don't think you should just step. Oh, you're gonna pay for that one.
That might work. I wouldn't try it.
And I'm off. Get him! Are you?
Going.
Oh, look, it wasn't right.
All right.
That is.
Many thanks.
I'll cut you down!
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst.
Wow, you guys
Are
was
you
quick,
hurt?
mother. I was about to ask you that.
They never got through the door, thanks to you. A scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Hal's men. Why would they attack us?
How's a friend of ours? I don't know, mother, but we need to get out of here. Now.
Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
No, I haven't. I was in my room.
We must find him.
We should check on Oriana and Orin as well.
And trust his mercy. What if the soldiers went into your brother's room first? Let's check on them quickly. Then we'll look for Bryce downstairs.
Let's not think about all that first. Let's just... Poor sweet lady. But we need to keep moving. One thing at a time.
It's done. Naturally.
Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Sorry, I'm just double checking that. Like it says they're studded, but they're basically the same thing. So I can't just take it off of them and be like, "Oh, swap me out real quick, mother." No, it's not gonna work. Okay, we need to get going. Back to work.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
That was my nephew. Why would they do this?
How is not even taking hostages? He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go. I don't want to see this. We must stop them.
You're dead! I'll cut you down! Oh! Delighted little thing.
And I'm off. Going.
Where is everyone else?
Fucking traitors, every last one of you.
Not bad at all.
Mother. As long as you're okay.
We must go downstairs and find out what's happening. Oh, dear Landra. I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
Over.
They're taking down everybody. Everyone not just us, everyone associated with us. No prisoners, no nothing.
Success!
Okay, let's go.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere.
I don't want you in danger, Mother.
My only grandchild is a ravaged corpse. What do I care about danger? The front gates. That's where your father must be.
Is there nothing else we can do?
I have my treasury key. We could go there first and take the Kuslan sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of House hands, it's that sword. But it may be a dangerous path.
What if father isn't at the front gates?
Listen, darling, we haven't much time. If we can't find your father, you must get out of here alive. Without you and Fergus, the entire Kuslan line dies here. If Howe's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants' entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Then let us be swift.
Okay, we must get to the treasury.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Don't be a coward. Stand and fight.
Yes, my lord! Here they come!
Time for more practice.
Too slow.
I will drive you from our land myself.
You're all dog meat, that's what! Get them!
Get out of my way!
I'll cut you down!
I do not fear death. I have nothing else to lose.
Hold it.
That's funny.
Now this is bad. Oh, blast you!
Good job. Find somewhere to hide if you can.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it. We must get to the castle gates. That's surely where your father is.
Are you daft?
Blast it.
Time for more practice. And I'm on.
How dare you!
Oh, blast you!
No.
And I'm off. Going. Yes. And I'm off. If you insist.
What was that? Blighted little thing. You'll bleed for this.
There we go. Okay, everyone take a breath that needs it. Everyone else regroup somewhere else because we gotta keep moving. Reinforce the front, go somewhere, kill anyone that's not with you.
Now let's see, which one first?
Okay. No.
Yes.
That might work. Blighted little thing.
We must stop them. We fight for our home.
Just keep coming.
And I'm off.
Stop. Pin me.
All right. And I'm off.
Maybe these bastards could die a little bit slower. Just really keep the moods lifted.
Moving on.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Kuzland family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Hal's hands.
How did they get in if it was locked? Not to mention they were just playing cards earlier. Oh.
It's done, naturally.
Okay, so like, let me just double again. Like, pause menu. I'm just gonna go through stuff. I just need to check right quick. Okay, let's see. I need 18 strength and 20 strength to use this. This lightly enchanted blade is as sharp as the day first wielded in the service of King Callahan, the Silver Knight, who united all of London almost 4 centuries ago. Now, typically as a thief or a rogue, I wear light armor, but I could technically, if I bumped enough points into it, start wearing scale. Which is like a medium armor, which is good. It's a good balance, you know? Not too heavy, not too light. Alright, back into it. Alright. Very well, let's depart.
Keep your wits about
you. Yes. Stop!
Ah, stupid soldiers. Everywhere.
Don't tempt nice try. Oh. How about you? Bull blast you!
Okay. All right.
This blade hasn't seen much battle in years, and yet, for some reason, I'm getting a strange feeling today it'll be nice and polished with the blood of our enemies. Bit of protection will do me some good in the long run. At least keep my head intact. Mother my lord.
Time for more practice. All right. Look over there.
I will kill them all myself.
Filthy elf lover.
There is hope yet.
She's not over here. Maybe she got out. If only we could be so lucky. More of them. Get out the way.
Now this should be fun. Halt! Die!
We must stop them.
All right. Going.
I love owning a warhound. Okay. Just more things to have later.
Disgusting critters! Cut them down!
That won't stop me!
Done and done.
Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lord, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe. Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hal's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
Come with us.
If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall. Please, go while you have the chance. When I last saw the Teryns, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
It's not gonna hold forever. We need to find Father and move now.
Come and face me.
You're the only one that can stun people, you son of a bitch.
Wipe them out quickly.
Going.
Time to pay. You're dead. Hold it. Take that. And I'm off.
Going. All right. Yes. All right.
And I'm off. Right, little thief. Die, scum. I'm gonna rip you a new one.
Okay, they're running. Everything else is on fire, and there's a bunch of guards everywhere. It's crawling with these bastards.
Time for more practice.
Of course. Come on.
All right. Oh, you want to die.
Don't tempt fate.
Yes.
Filthy elf lover.
What do you want?
Just die already.
Hello. Full blast you!
All right.
Get moving.
Yes.
Okay, that didn't work. But that did. Nothing like culling the enemy forces to make you feel better. I got Nan. Is there anyone else alive that we can rescue, or preferably any more guards to kill? And they took the elves too. Of course they did. Enough of this, father.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce.
wondering when you would get here.
That doesn't look good.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Hal's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
How did you get here? You can hardly move.
Duncan, found me. Brought me here.
And left you lying in your own blood? We must get you out of here!
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Get up and let's go. We don't have time for this.
My boy. If only Will could make it so.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
You can tell him yourself, father. Come on.
I wish I could go. Oh.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
I have healing
Castle is
poultices.
surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the Teryns is correct. Howe's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The Teryns and I tried to reach you sooner.
My youngest son helped me get here. Maker be praised.
I am not surprised.
Thank you for saving my father.
I fear your thanks are premature. I doubt I have saved him.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, you are under no obligation to me. But I beg you, take my wife and son to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
What about Sir Gilmore?
Truthfully, you were always my first choice. I will take the Tyrna and your son to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then, your son joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
My duty is to take vengeance on all Hal.
We will inform the king, and he will punish Hal. I'm sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Hal
Speak
thinks
for
he'll use the
yourself.
chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, pup. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The Darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
I will, Father. For you.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our son will not die of Hal's treachery. He will live and make his mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
Mother, are you sure you want to do this?
My place is with your father. At his side to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
I'm going to hang him from his own entrails for what he did here. Okay, taking a break. Drinking my drink. And now some wine. Iron Blast, also not bad. Kind of looks like the Hal move.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelin. I didn't expect...
King?
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other Wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Yes, Your Majesty. My name is Elenius.
Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father.
He's not coming. He died when our castle was taken.
Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Teryns Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
When will he return?
Not until the battle is over, I fear. Until then, we cannot even send word. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
Of course. He is indeed quite a character.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
But you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teryns Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
I need to find Fergus.
You heard what the king said. He is scouting in the wilds and beyond contact. Be patient. He will return.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
What do you need me to do, though?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
And there they go, leaving me by my lonesome. Okay, so at the moment, nothing I'm going to really do right now because I'm going to call it here. Like, I know it was the intro, but we were at this for 2 hours because, you know, law and shit. So, I'm going to save right now. Beautiful. And so now we're going to hop back on later at some point in time and, you know, go we go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all when I see y'all, okay?